how and why it has a stability of 360 days and, or a year. He's going to talk about the excursion studies, why it's stable in high heat as opposed to other compounds. So he's going to come and explain everything there is about Blue Vase Pharmacy, which sells the active pharmaceutical ingredient to Direct Pharmacy. Tune in this Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific time to make sure you get your training from Michael.
Oh, that will be amazing.
Yeah.
That will be great. So, all right, I want to see if our other speaker is on here tonight. Crystal was be on. Well, she's not. That's okay. All right. So I want to say welcome to all of you for coming in. This is our weekly time. We booked Honey. I don't know if you know this, but we booked you through I think October. She's our CEO and founder of EllieMD, and we're so excited and honored that you are all here to learn more about what it is that EllieMD is doing in being so innovative in the world of telemedicine, in the world of network marketing, in the world of optimizing our health with longevity. And what is we are here as this is building. Honey launched this business June 1st. And every single person that I see that I recognize your name on the Zoom tonight is what in the world? This is a dream come true. And it certainly is. So I'm going to ask if everybody could mute. I think we need a couple more people to mute their phones or their Zooms so that we can take off. So my name's Beth Graves, and my story began with just being very, very discouraged with how my body was going through this season of my life. I had hit menopause. I felt like I was in a slump. I was gaining weight, a slump with a lump. I was gaining weight. I was constantly thinking there's something wrong with me. I'd eat less. I'd go on these crazy diets. I'd work out like crazy, maybe lose 7 to 10 pounds, only to gain it all back. And a very, very dear friend of mine, who's also a functional medicine PA, Allison, had introduced me to the world of peptides and to the GLP-1 medications. And at first I was like, oh, I really needed a shot to lose weight. Well, what I realized, it wasn't that I needed it. My body was seeking, it was just missing that part of my hormones. And it's, whatever the science is, I don't know. All I know is that I have lost 60 pounds. I feel better than I felt at 35 years old. I can move on a tennis court again. And I just feel a vibrance of what is next and what is more. And that introduced me to even more of the things that we have with EllieMD in the peptide world of how can I live my very best, longest, healthiest life. And I feel like we're optimizing health and biohacking our bodies. Doesn't that sound cool? I feel like a scientist, because Allison and Honey were the ones that sat in between in science class. And I was okay, tell me all the things. But now I wish I would have paid more attention to the science behind it. But this business is so easy. So I posted about my journey on July 30th and got a message that said, I really want to introduce you to Honey. She has founded and is the CEO and had the vision for exactly what you're talking about. And literally that minute, I just I cried. I'm an emotional person. And I was thinking, this is going to be incredible. And I did, Crystal, if you could mute, that would be amazing. And I didn't know that everybody was waiting for me to say, let's do this. And pretty soon it felt like we were all walking through town and everybody comes behind us because they're yeah, me too. I get it. And so we're here building this. And most importantly, the messages and the excitement people are having with their health, or as Jonathan, who's going to share tonight, and Crystal, this is what has been the answer for them for gaining back their health. And they said, I can have a way that I can actually share this, build a business, and change more lives. I'm definitely in. So this is what we have tonight. We have Honey, our CEO and founder, who's going to talk about her vision about what she's building. We have 2 quick stories from Jonathan and Crystal, who have had incredible results using semaglutide or tirzepatide, who have found an answer with EllieMD to all of their questions about what is it that I want to build in this world and how can I impact. And then we have Blair, who is an incredible entrepreneur, someone who has built $200 million teams in the industry and was willing to say, I want to start again and walk away from something that felt very comfortable that she had done for 10 years to take a chance here. And she's already just having such incredible momentum and growth in 1 week. And none of this was like pre-planned. It literally was whoever you think is your higher power, but God just said to me, this is where you are to be, and introduced me to so many of the people that are on here tonight. So Blair, what do you think? Do we start with Honey or do you want to start with the stories? Okay, Honey, I would love for you to share what's on your heart, your vision, and there's people on here that are really interested in how does this business work when you have customers that come in? How does it work as a brand partner? And where are we headed? And also, I just have to say, you guys, I feel like I have known this woman my entire life. I met her in California. She opened her home. I felt like I literally wanted to curl up on her couch and never leave. And she is just so kind, and she is on back-to-back Zooms. Many of you have been with her. She's building a business from the ground up, and I don't know like where she finds the time to do all of it, but it's here. Plus, she's a mom, and she's brilliant. So, Honey, over to you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Beth. I get my energy from you guys. I really do. I get energized by every single one of you. So thank you so much. I've been on calls with some of you this morning already. I've spoken to you. I've shared my passion, my story of what this brand means to me. So our goal is to revolutionize the longevity space, and longevity is really just an overarching term for helping people live quality years, not just quantity, add quality years to their lives so they could be around for their loved ones, so they could feel good. I've been in the geriatric space for many years, and I've seen what it is to have the quantity of years. You're older, but you're bedridden for many. So we want to have quality and quantity years, and that's what we're here to do. And there's many ways to go about it. We have diagnostic tools. We can use our wearables to give our data and give information to us. We can use AI nowadays. We have these incredible peptides that we can use to help our bodies to work naturally with our body's natural systems. We can incorporate doctors and telehealth and telemedicine to prevent in order to avoid treatment and post-care. That's where medicine currently is. It's all about treatment and putting a Band-Aid on the sick. Well, we want to shift the paradigm of medicine and move it towards preventative care. And there's so many ways. I mean, come on, guys, it's 2024. There's no reason why we should be the sickest country in the world. Yet we're one of the supposed to be the superpowers of the world. So I'm here to do my part in shifting how we think about healthcare, about medicine, making it cost effective, making it accessible, making it personalized above all. I've done this before. I know I have a cousin. If you came to my home, you probably met her. She's a Stanford researcher. She's doing her PhD, and she's working on how to personalize medicine in the body as to what receptors to trigger. But she knows that this is in a research setting, and there's ways that we can do it in practical ways through compounding pharmacies and compounding pharmaceuticals. So we can use the technology that's accessible currently at our time, and we can make it accessible to the rest of you. In my last life, I think I've shared my story with you. We did it with dermatology grade products for skincare. We personalized the entire line of products. I have one of the skincare. See, even right down to the name on the bottle this was your formula. No two formulations were ever the same, and I feel like we can do the same with pharmaceutical grade products as the technology develops and evolves. We can have algorithms that put people into it. So we're a couple years away from really fine tuning it the way I was doing it for cosmetic grade products. But there's still ways that we can do it for compounding products. Close enough. So that's really where we're going. We want to treat the body holistically. And I see Allison here because I've tried to brainstorm with her, and we have had brainstorming sessions of how do we do this? How do we incorporate functional medicine into everyday lives? And I haven't seen any one platform do it well. I think we can do it because our platform is naturally built on the networking model, right? And I think educating one of us will educate an entire community. And that goes back to Thornton, our beautiful elephant, right? Holding up the clover. The clover is our community, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to improve our communities, lift them up as we go up. We're here to raise our communities up with us. So I've had my own personal journey in wellness. I've struggled with my weight. I was 235 pounds at one point in my life. I never ever want to be that person again. There's no need. I had to learn the hard way. I was in and out of hospitals and I was sick. I hope I could prevent that for someone out there and add those quality years to their lives. So thank you all so much. I can't do it alone. I need my soldiers, and that's what you guys are. We're here locking arms, and we're going to change healthcare because we can't rely on the government to do it. We can't rely. I mean, doctors aren't even taught about nutrition in medical school. They're not taught about peptides. You know, there's a lot of things that we can do that the medical profession is still a little behind on. Like they're scaring them about hormones, and we could go down that rabbit hole another time.
Can you talk about the pillars of what we have right now, and also the diagnostics that are on the way?
Yeah, so our current verticals, so longevity is the big umbrella, and right now the 5 verticals that fall under longevity, this is how we conceptualized it, as longevity as its own vertical, right? There's products, there's tools, and we'll continue to build and add on to these verticals, right? With both prescription grade products and non-prescription grade products, because there's a lot of them out there. I mean, something as simple as vitamin D, right? So we can add that onto the longevity arm, but there's also sexual wellness. That's another vertical, and we'll continue to add onto that vertical. Well, we have diagnostics, and I'll talk about the diagnostics that we're working on. Hormone therapy. And what am I missing? I got
Weight
5.
loss.
Weight management, the big one. And weight management's an easy one to fix. I mean, as you guys know, fix your weight and you've improved a series of biomarkers and health related issues, comorbidities. You've improved so many aspects of your health. So that's the first pillar when it comes to longevity as I think about it. Once you get the person's weight down, you can start playing around with the other levers to improve their health. But we got to get the weight under control. There's no point in fixing the other things when weight is the big elephant in the room.
And hormone health is on the way with the diagnostics, right?
Yes. We're very close. We're with Janet. We're fine tuning the last pieces. So I've showed you guys this.
Show us the coolest. This is my favorite.
So yes, we no longer need a phlebotomist to come to the home to draw blood. We can have our diagnostic test sent to your door, and the blood is drawn through this device. There's a little vacuum inside. It's a one-time use. It's by prescription only. You put it on your arm. You can draw your blood into this vial, send it in. We process it within 24 hours, and you see the results in the back office. Your doctor has access to the blood results in the back office, and from there they can analyze that and they can make certain determinations on your health, or even prescribe certain products that require blood work. So that's coming very soon, but this is the first step. First, we needed the back office, which we got up and running a couple days ago. And now with the back office up and the My Profile, we can add this, and we'll continue to evolve that as well to make health recommendations and meal plan recommendations and so much more.
Amazing.
There's so much in the works, guys.
Thank you. And Alice and I were talking today about how really going through a full functional medicine workout is not accessible to very many people because of the expense of it. And so this is so exciting that we'll be able to provide the diagnostic piece along with it, because the thing that it was Blair and I were talking is when we started to notice inflammation markers and all of those pieces in our blood work started to show improvement as the weight loss came off, you adding the NAD and the glutathione that's on the way. That was when my own physician, who I went behind her back because she had said no to start. I saw her today when I was getting my blood work, and she looks fabulous. And I said, "Oh, how's the GLP-1 working for you?" She's like, I call uncle. I have had so many patients that have have truly transformed their health. So thank you for going behind my back, she said. So what's better than hearing two stories about like what has happened when they said yes to this? So we're going to be off by 7:45. We've got Jonathan and Crystal to share, and then we'll wrap it up with the little business side with Blair. And then if you enjoyed this, we're following every 7 o'clock Zoom Eastern Standard Time with a Team Connect, where we're going to tonight talk about the vision for your business and the action behind it. So you're welcome to hop back on. The person that invited you here can share that link with you. So Jonathan and I met, and it's just like chit-chatting because we were introduced from someone who introduced him to the company. And I did ask him for a very special thing tonight. Are you going to follow through for Honey and for me? Are you?
Oh, no. I thought that was a different night. I thought that was like a Facebook Live thing, but my voice is cracking tonight. But
I was gonna have him sing like from Wicked, because what are the words, Jonathan, in Wicked?
I have it tattooed.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What are the words?
Because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Oh. Yes. So maybe in Cabo you could sing that to us, Jonathan.
In Cabo,
because I knew you, I have been changed for the good. That's how I feel, Honey, about this journey. All right, and Jonathan, he is a Broadway star who is now working for the Marriott hotels. He does a lot of other business ventures, and he wants to do this like every day, all day. And he's going to be singing to us soon. I've got him almost talked into it. So Jonathan, share away your GLP-1 story and all the things that are on your mind. And I know you like to talk, so I'm going to give you 5 minutes.
I do like to talk, but I was just doing a TikTok and I had to talk super fast in it. So I feel like I'm already conditioned to that right now. Okay, so I'm Jonathan. I actually was prescribed GLP-1s a year ago. They were fairly new at the time. I've been going to the same doctor for years, and my history is yo-yo dieting. Like super recently, I've just been thinking of like, why am I this way? And it's the way that I grew up. I mean, my mom was constantly on every fad diet that was possible. The entire family, her sister, I mean, we were just obese, all of us. My mom one day came home and she had hid everything from us. And she said, next week, I'm going in to have gastric bypass surgery. And that's when it started for me, because I thought, I can't let my mom get skinny and I'm going to be the only fat one left. So I joined Weight Watchers at 16 years old. I lost 100 pounds. You know, all the old ladies were clapping for me. I absolutely loved it. Had to have my senior pictures retaken, the whole 9 yards. But what happened is I gained it all right back. And since that time, I just turned 38. Since that time when I was 16, it was just a vicious cycle. I can lose weight. There's no problem with me losing weight. I go into this cycle of absolutely starving myself, eating dry chicken and vegetables for every single meal. I was always in, you know, the famous weight loss competition that some of you know about. And just literally, I couldn't sleep. Something with my nutrition was so off that I literally could not sleep. And life was just miserable going through this cycle. So fast forward, the famous Oprah episode that I'm sure all of you watched, I saw it and I was like, they're talking to me. Like, this is exactly me. I need this stuff. I'm not scared of it. If it worked for these people, it's going to work for me. And so I had a doctor's appointment that week and I was like, sign me up no matter what I have to do. At that point, honestly, I didn't care if I had to pay full price for it through the medical company or the pharmaceutical company. Sorry. I was desperate. Like I needed it. I had got back up to 250 pounds, which is what I always did. I knew right at 250 pounds, I would start getting scared. And I knew, I'm not exaggerating or joking when I'm saying this, I knew if I didn't, I would be on my candidate for my 600 pound life, because that's just the way that it happened in my family. So I started GLP-1s. I literally had no clue what I was doing on Easter Sunday. And I was in shock. Like, I went back to my doctor crying the next visit. I'm like, I've never experienced a weight loss where I'm not starving myself. And I just left the doctor today. So it's like totally fresh on my mind, but I'm like, I've never done this before, where the medicine is, I don't know how to say this properly. Like, the medicine isn't doing all the work for me. Of course I am. Of course I'm making healthy decisions. I'm eating less, but I was texting our friend last night and I was like, can you believe that we lost weight this time and did not starve ourselves and did not put ourselves through these extreme calorie deficits and just like I feel like the light is finally shining after 38 years. It's been figured out. When I was approached about this company, the first thing I said was, whoever founded this, thank you, honey, is an absolute genius, because from the day that I got on that GLP-1 medication, I couldn't shut up about it to anyone. I had some friends in town that week. We were going to Disney. One of our friends, is constantly in those groups on Facebook for overweight riders at Disney and overweight passengers on airplanes and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like crying with her. I'm like, Lauren, you need this. Like, you don't realize the impact that this can have. So many people out there are like needing that one thing that I needed for 38 years. And I finally found it. And I truly believe this is my last time that I'm going to lose weight. I'm not going through that anymore. I told the doctor, like, I'm going to stay on this medication forever. And I'm part of an amazing company who's helping share it with others. So yeah. I'll talk a lot.
Thank you. And it really goes, Jonathan, thank you. And I want to be that old lady clapping for you, like those old ladies at Weight Watchers. Okay. So obesity is a disease. It's not that anything's wrong with anyone. It's a disease and it's an epidemic. And then we have all the subconscious stuff that happens when we grow up in families. And this is so healing for that as well, because I love the neuroscience behind it. So I have next Crystal, who's going to share. Her story is so powerful. I'm not going to steal her thunder. So Crystal, if you'll go ahead and share. Hi. I was looking at your photos today. I didn't have time to do a slide. You're muted, and I'm sorry that I had the wrong time zone for you. Thank you for hopping on. Crystal's story is so powerful. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. And I was going to make a slide so you could see the photos, but we'll share those. But go ahead, Crystal.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes. And you look beautiful tonight.
Thank you so much. I am a nurse, and I have been overweight pretty much off and on my whole life, much like his story, yo-yo dieting. I did Weight Watchers. I'd lose weight. I was doing injections where I was having B12 and adenosine monophosphate injections. So our body, burns calories through ATP. So they give you that first gear kick, and I lost 75 pounds. Well, then what happens when you discontinue doing it? You boomerang, and what comes back? 100 pounds. So then you take 50 off, and then you gain back 75. So that is the story of my life. So I developed lymphedema, actually, and that's what was the kicker that made me decide I have got to get this weight off of me. Like he just said about my 600-pound life, I see lymphedema all the time, and that wasn't going to be my story. So I went through bariatric surgery, and I had the sleeve gastrectomy. I started at my heaviest weight was 378, and I did bariatric surgery. I did the sleeve gastrectomy, and I was hungry. I was still hungry. I actually told my physician to get me a cadaver stomach and give it back because I'm still overweight. I'm starving to death, and I've only lost 60 pounds, and I was exercising twice a day, so on and so forth. Once I got up to walking like 25 miles a week, I actually started to lose weight, but I was so fearful that it was going to come back, and my weight plateaued at like 250-ish. And I would fluctuate. I'd go between 230 and 250, and I just could not get the last of it off. Then I kept seeing the Mounjaro commercials, and I did my own research, and I thought, I definitely have PCOS, and I definitely have insulin resistance, so this might work for me. Well, it worked until I wasn't able to get the medication anymore because the manufacturer cut off that discount coupon. Then what I realized was when I gained 22 pounds back from last year till 2 months ago, was my pain started coming back. Mm-hmm. I also have an autoimmune disorder, and I have chronic pain. But while I was on the GLP-1 medication, the tirzepatide, I had no pain, and I correlated it to weight loss. But then once I went off of it, I went into a flare. Everything hurt, my back. I work from home, hence this is my office. I'm sitting at my office right now. And I had lab work drawn. And while on the GLP-1 medications, my sedimentation rate and C-reactive protein, they were normal. While I was off of it, complete flare. So I ended up getting the medication from a compound pharmacy, and in 2 months took 22 pounds back off, and I'm back down to one of the lowest weights I've been my entire life. And EllieMD actually kind of fell into my lap. A friend of mine was like, "Have you heard about this?" She knew my story. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, I want to be a part of this, because I didn't have anyone my entire adult life that would take me under their wings and teach me how to eat right, teach me, give me a medication that tirzepatide's doing more than just weight loss. It's so much bigger than that. And I mean, the doctors that I talk to, the cardiovascular protective properties, it's helping people that are having renal failure and inflammation. I have my own patients that are calling me, telling me that they are diagnosed with fibromyalgia and autoimmune diseases, wanting to be placed on biologics, and they're not, because they were put on a GLP-1, and all of a sudden fibromyalgia is gone. So I'm such a GLP-1 fan. I'm an advocate. I've done a lot of research. I'm a health coach as well as a registered nurse. And so I really think that EllieMD, I found a good home base for me, for sure, because, losing 197 pounds, I've only got 15 to go till I get to my final goal. Don't want to, but I now use it for more than just weight loss. It's a functional thing for me. My lymphedema gone, lipedema gone, pain gone, and I have a new outlook on life, being able to wear normal size clothing and ride roller coasters with my children and fit in one airplane seat instead of two. GLP-1s have absolutely changed my life. And I advocate for them all the time. I wish I had EllieMD at least a year ago, because I have several of my friends on them now. And these are friends of mine who insurance wouldn't pay for bariatric. But I told them, I said, the bariatric surgery didn't really work for me. The sleeve gastrectomy pulled 60 pounds off. But when you're 378 pounds, what is 60 pounds? That's what people are like, are you starting to lose weight? And you're like, well, yeah, but you can't even tell it at that point. So I would have never had bariatric surgery had I discovered a GLP-1 medication beforehand. And you're right about, obesity being a disease, because it leads to so much more. I was going to be on my 600-pound life with the lymphedema, with the legs that were just unrecognizable. That was my future. And I really wish that we would have been able to share my before and afters, because people, when they see my before pictures, that's not you. Yes, it truly is me. And I feel great on these medicines. I can't imagine what it's going to be like if the day ever comes where, they're not available. And so that's my mission, is to help people coach with health and wellness, help them have medications that's accessible, that they can have, somebody that's been through the whole gamut. Like, I can educate you all the way from nutrition to bariatric surgery to now this medication. So thank you so very much for having me today.
Crystal, I'm just so honored that you're here and part of this team, because we have a customer community, as you know, and watch out. Blair's already texting me. When can she share more in the group? I think that our experience, when Honey says soldiers on the ground, when we have a nurse, someone who is a health coach, we have so many ways that we can guide and help, because like you, I had somebody to guide me, and I've had so many friends start and they haven't. So they're dehydrated, or they're not understanding what's going on or what to do when they might have a few side effects. So I'm just honored that you're here, and your story is powerful. And could you share on social media, so if people go and find your page tonight, they can see some of your photos, your before and after?
Absolutely. I don't mind. And if anybody is going through this and they're just starting off and they have any questions, I love education. That's part of what I do for a living. And if you can't educate your community, then, no business being a nurse. So if anybody needs any help, or especially with the side effects and things like that, I've been lucky, haven't had any side effects from this medication until I had to stop it.
Right.
But other than that, I'm here to help anybody if they need it.
Thank you so much. Oh my
Thank you
gosh. And trust me, this will not be the last speaking gig I talk you into.
I love to speak. Public speaking is something that I really have enjoyed. So if you ever need me, just please reach out to me. I'm here for you. I'm here to support EllieMD. And thank you so much, honey, for this opportunity.
Gosh, you're so welcome. Thank you. And I think I was on one of the calls today where I said, if someone comes to our platform, learns something, buys nothing, I think we've done our job. So education is such a big piece of this. And that's why I chose this model. I didn't come from network marketing. I didn't know anything about it, but I think it's critical. It's one of the big pieces and one of our values here at Ellie. So thank you so much for offering your help and your service. We always want to bring the experts in to talk about all the parts of functional health and holistic health. So thank you. And we will absolutely take you up on that offer.
Well, I can't wait to try your skincare products. I'm telling you, as soon as I heard that excited me so much because that's something I'm really passionate about is skincare. So,
all right,
thank you.
Coming too.
I love it. I was going to ask her if she could dig some out of her closet. All right. So Blair, I already did a nice introduction, but I'll tell you, so 2014, Blair and I met by chance, and we connected back when we were selling some necklaces in like 2012. And I jumped away from that business because I was like, there's no residual income here, but I had a blast. And she stayed in touch. She never made a penny from where I was in her downline. And then 2014, she had reached out to me about another business. And I was in a position that I was like, well, my friend reminded me today that I said, if I could just make enough money in this business to get Mackenzie back into the school where she wants to go, because we were in a financial transition right then. And I remember being able to do that and understanding the power of building a community and a family with the mentorship of Blair. And then it went on to become a very, what I think, a connected family, a lot of abundance happened over those 10 years. And my biggest thing when I met with Honey was, I know this is Blair's thing. I don't, but I know that's like, she's pretty planted, and when she said like, she really felt called to be here because of her story, she'll share a little bit with you. I just knew, I was like, wow, it's like we're having the perfect storm of being able to impact and change lives. So Blair, I'm going to turn it over to you to finish up, and you guys will have you off in the next 10 minutes because Blair's very efficient. She's going to close us out. So I just want to say thank you to Crystal, to Jonathan, to Honey, for all of you who are here tonight. And I'm going to give it over to you, Blair.
All right. Awesome. Well, first of all, yes, thank you. Those stories were incredible. And it's why we're all here, right? To change people's lives and to have a bigger purpose than ourselves. And that's what called me to this business. So yeah, like Beth said, we had a pretty big team. I walked away from something that I had built for 10 years, which is never easy. And a lot of people that I loved and valued, but I had cancer in 2021, 2022, ovarian cancer during COVID, and went through 6 rounds of chemo, lost the hair, all the things, had hysterectomy, and afterwards, I actually felt worse after than I even did during chemo. And I spent that time, this is why network marketing, those of you that are on who maybe aren't familiar with this platform, is so powerful, and residual income is so powerful. During those 8 months where I was stuck at home by myself, while my family was off at school and work, and I was trying to get healthy and strong, during that time I was still making money every single week and showing up when I could. And sometimes I couldn't. And I still made money, and you guys can do that here. It's pretty incredible. And so thank you, Honey, for creating a platform, this business model with network marketing, because it is transformative. But during that time, what happened for me was I became a learner of everything health and wellness. Like, I got some certifications. I learned about Eastern medicine and Western medicine, and I, was determined to do the chemo, but I was also determined to find my own wellness and healing during that time. And I tried all different modalities. And I learned a lot. I studied a lot about functional medicine and holistic health and what you need to do to keep your body strong and healthy, because I swore that I was never going to get sick again like that. And I wasn't going to let anybody else in my family get sick like that again. And those of you that know me, I don't get emotional very often. So I'm like trying to reel it in here. But it was just like a very important moment for me where I was like, I'm going to learn what I need to learn. And I transformed my life, but I still didn't feel great. And it took a couple years later where an amazing soul on here tonight, Allison, I went to her. I started with a holistic nurse who really started to help me, and I started to learn more about myself. And then I went to a functional PA, and I got tons of blood work done, and we started me on NAD, glutathione, and semaglutide, and it was life-changing. I mean, within 4 days of being on NAD, this foot discomfort that nobody could figure out, it wasn't neuropathy after cancer, went away. And my vibrancy came back, and my coloring came back, and my hair grew back super long and beautiful, and all these amazing things. And yes, I lost 33 pounds, and for me that was really amazing, and I love the way I feel in my skin, probably for the first time in my whole life. But more importantly, I feel the inflammation gone from my body. I feel that I love that Crystal talked about the discomfort. Like, I went off of it in January because I was getting a little too thin, and then I realized I needed to microdose because I don't feel as good when I'm not on it. And I love all the amazing qualities from it. So when I was presented with this business opportunity, I knew it was a gift from God, and I couldn't just let it pass me by. And it was a very difficult decision, but I want you guys to think about this. How many people's lives can you impact with longevity, sexual health, weight management, and soon to come hormone replacement? A lot of things that happen to us, cancers, diseases, etc., come because we don't have preventative medicine here in the US. Let's just be honest. We're all about fixing the problem when it happens and not about preventing the problem. And I am so honored to be partnered with a company that wants to prevent these things from happening and help people live a life where they can feel good every single day. I agree. Like, I don't want to live to 100 if I'm going to be feeling like crap and my kids have to come visit me and push me around all the time and move me out of the bed and stuff. Like, I want to live a vibrant, exciting, happy life, and I want to be healthy, and I want to enjoy my life. And so I'm excited that I can partner with a company that does that. And there's so many opportunities within this business. So I want you to think about this tonight. Where do you want to find yourself in this opportunity? Because you can just be literally an affiliate almost with this company. You can take that amazing commission structure and just share the product like crazy if that's what you want to do, because there provides an opportunity here where you can earn 20 to 40% off everything that you share. I hate using the word sell because I don't believe we're selling. Like, I'm not literally selling a necklace, that I showed you. I am sharing information as a pointer to the website, as they always say in corporate. So I'm pointing them to the website, telling them why I'm loving some of the products, what it's done for me. And then they go on there and they find what's right for them. And they meet with a telehealth professional who tells them, the doctor, yes, you can be on this. That works with what you told us about yourself. Or no, that's not right for you. And, here's maybe some other options for you. And so you can make 20 to 40% commission off helping people find stuff that's going to make their life better. And then there's another opportunity inside of this business where you can earn commissions off helping other people join the business opportunity. Now, I love the sharing side because I love to share with people what's working for me, and I love to educate, and I love the science stuff behind it. It's why I'm like so obsessed with this company. But then the other side about building a business, it is transformative. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. And I want you to think about what's going on in our economy right now in the United States. People are hurting financially. I went to the grocery store. There's only 3 of us in our house now because I got one off to college. It's $350 a week for us to eat healthy. And that's not even counting the eating out, because believe me, we eat out plenty too, right? And so if I'm spending $350 a week on my groceries, and I have my insurance going up, and I have all these other things like power bills going up and water bills going up, it's very expensive right now. And I don't know anybody who can't bring in some extra income to their family and bless their family with this opportunity. But on top of that, you don't know what's going on in people's lives. They could be literally on the edge of bankruptcy, or maybe they're going through something difficult in their life and they need this community. Because this is the cool thing about an opportunity like this. It's not just about the financial piece and about the residual income, which I love, but it's also about being part of a community and being part of other people who are wanting to change the world, who are wanting to help people and growing and learning together. And that's really exciting. And let me also share this. It's a residual business. So what does that mean? A residual business means you continue to get paid every single month. If people are ordering, let's say, tirzepatide, and they're on a 3-month commitment, you know that if you sold $4,000 this month, in volume, that you're going to also have 4,000 in volume next month, because they're on a 3-month plan, right? So now you're adding in more people the following month because you're not stopping sharing, right? And now you're continuously growing and you're really seeing true residual income. There's a lot of network marketing businesses out there, if you're familiar with them, that say they're residual and they're really not. And this one really is. And that's so exciting to me. So as you're listening to this tonight, you might have been a guest. Get back with the person who invited you, ask them some questions, get the information that you need, get the compensation plan, learn a little bit more about that. But I also want you to think, how do you want to impact this world? Who can you help, whether it's with the products or the business? Because there are so many people right now who are looking for an opportunity like this. And how many people do you know are like Jonathan or like Crystal tonight, who are sharing that they were already on this and now they actually can make some money by helping other people get started? And how about getting 3 or 4 customers and then that pays you back for what you're spending? That to me was so exciting. I mean, we're spending a couple $1,000s a month, my husband and I, on all the different injections that we're on. If I can pay myself back for that and make extra money on top of that while having people text me the messages that I've been getting just the last week from my newest customers on NAD and tirzepatide, that is worth every single second that I invest into this opportunity. So thank you so much for letting me share tonight. Thank you so much, honey, for being on. Jonathan, Crystal, and huge congratulations to Beth. She is already in just literally, I think she's only been in the business 3 weeks because I've only been in like a week. She's already hit like 5 or 6 different spots in the compensation plan. She is director. So congratulations, Beth. I could not be more proud of you. I love you. Good night, you guys. Thanks for hopping on with us.